What happens if a spacecraft malfunctions? An intriguing question, isn't it? You may think that in today's age of advanced technology, space travel is as easy as a walk in the park, but that's far from the truth. Space travel in reality is fraught with unseen risks and potential dangers. It's like a dance with the unknown, where the unexpected is always lurking around the corner. Every phase of a space mission, from the pre-launch preparations to the triumphant landing back on Earth, is a delicate balance of intricate systems working in perfect harmony. But what happens when one of these systems fails? Or worse, what if a spacecraft fails to launch or can't land? These are not mere hypothetical scenarios, they are real risks that astronauts and space agencies around the world grapple with every time a mission is planned. Imagine this. A spacecraft is all set for launch. The astronauts are strapped in, the countdown has begun, and the world watches with bated breath. But suddenly there's a malfunction. Maybe a valve doesn't open, or a fuel line ruptures. The results could be catastrophic, ranging from mission abort to a disastrous explosion. Or consider this scenario. A spacecraft is on its return journey to Earth. The re-entry process is going as planned, but suddenly the landing system fails. The spacecraft, now a helpless projectile, is hurtling towards the Earth. The possibilities are chilling. These are just a few examples of what could go wrong. There's a plethora of other potential issues that could arise at any point during a space mission. It's a testament to the bravery of astronauts and the diligence of the teams working behind the scenes that space travel is even possible. In this video, we will delve deeper into these scenarios, exploring the unseen risks of space travel and the possible consequences of spacecraft malfunctions. We'll take you through the different stages of a space mission, discussing what could go wrong at each step and the potential aftermath. So, hold on to your seats as we embark on this chilling yet fascinating journey into the world of spacecraft malfunctions. Before we even leave the ground, many things can go wrong. In the world of space exploration, the journey begins long before we break the bonds of Earth's gravity. The pre-launch phase is a critical period fraught with its own unique set of challenges. This is where the meticulous groundwork is laid, where the precision of space technology is put to the test, and where the smallest hiccup can bring everything to a standstill. Technical glitches are a common culprit. Spacecraft are marvels of modern engineering, but they're not infallible. A minor software bug, a faulty sensor, or a mechanical issue can cause significant delays. And with the intricate choreography of systems and subsystems that make up a spacecraft, identifying and fixing these issues is far from easy. Weather conditions can also play a spoilsport. A clear sky may suddenly turn stormy, winds may pick up, or an unexpected lightning strike could make conditions too risky for a launch. Space agencies across the globe meticulously monitor weather patterns to ensure safe conditions for launch. And then there's human error. Despite rigorous checks and balances, human mistakes can and do occur. A miscalculation, an overlooked detail, a momentary lapse in judgment. Any of these can have serious ramifications. All these factors underscore the importance of thorough checks and careful planning in the pre-launch phase. It's a delicate dance where every step matters. And if the problems aren't caught in time, it could lead to a disastrous launch. Speaking of launch, let's move on to the next phase. Rocketing off into space is no easy feat. It comes with its own set of potential calamities. Now let's delve into the critical moments of a launch and the possible catastrophes that can occur. Imagine the scene. The countdown is over. The engines ignite with a deafening roar, and for a moment, the world holds its breath. This is the first critical moment, the engine ignition. A lot can go wrong here. There could be a failure to ignite, or even worse, an explosion on the launch pad. The rocket fuel used is highly volatile, and any slight error can lead to a catastrophic chain of events. As the rocket ascends, it reaches a point of maximum dynamic pressure, known colloquially as max Q. This is the moment when the rocket, hurtling upward at incredible speed, meets the maximum resistance from the Earth's atmosphere. It's a critical juncture where the structural integrity of the spacecraft is put to the ultimate test. A failure during max Q could result in the disintegration of the spacecraft due to the immense atmospheric pressure. Then there are the stages of rocket separation, each a potential point of failure. For multi-stage rockets, each stage must separate cleanly for the mission to continue smoothly. Any deviation, any failure of pyrotechnic charges or mechanical devices can lead to a catastrophic outcome. The spacecraft could veer off course or, in the worst-case scenario, explode in mid-air. Equipment failure is another potential catastrophe. The launch vehicle is packed with intricate systems and technology. A malfunction in any one of these, whether it be the navigation system, the engine control, or the life support system, could lead to disaster. And then there are the external factors. Adverse weather, debris, and even birds can pose a risk during the launch. A collision with a bird, for instance, could damage the spacecraft and cause a mission failure. Despite these risks, if all goes well, the spacecraft will reach space. But the journey is far from over. The hazards of launch are just the first hurdle in the long and perilous journey of space travel. Now that we're in space, you might think we're safe. Think again. Even in the vacuum of space, countless potential issues lurk. First, let's consider equipment failure. Spacecraft are intricate machines with thousands of components working together. If even one part malfunctions, it could jeopardize the entire mission. Imagine the power system failing, leaving the spacecraft in darkness and cold, or the propulsion system breaking down, stranding the crew in the vast expanse of space. Next, we have micrometeoroid impacts. These tiny particles traveling at high speeds can puncture the spacecraft's skin, causing catastrophic depressurization. Even with shielding, there's no guarantee of absolute safety. Then there's the human factor. Space is a harsh environment for humans. Extended exposure to microgravity can lead to muscle atrophy and bone loss. Cosmic radiation can increase the risk of cancer. Even the psychological impact of isolation and confinement can lead to mental health issues. Lastly, imagine if the spacecraft loses communication with mission control, or if control of the spacecraft is lost. This could leave the crew to drift aimlessly or even careen towards a celestial body. These in-flight incidents remind us that space travel, while exciting, is fraught with danger. Every stage of the journey, every moment, holds the potential for disaster. But suppose things go well and it's time to return to Earth. That's when we face the final challenge. Returning to Earth's atmosphere is a fiery and dangerous process. Imagine hurtling towards our home planet at mind-boggling speeds, encased in a vessel that's heated to thousands of degrees. This is the reality of re-entry, and it's just as perilous as it sounds. The heat involved in re-entry is intense. The spacecraft's outer layer, the heat shield, has to withstand temperatures up to 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hotter than molten lava. The shield's job is to absorb and deflect this heat, protecting the crew and equipment inside. But what happens if the heat shield fails? The results could be catastrophic, with the vessel potentially disintegrating under the extreme temperatures. The speed at which a spacecraft re-enters the Earth's atmosphere is equally formidable. Traveling at approximately 17,500 miles per hour, it's essential to hit the right angle. Too steep, and the spacecraft could burn up. Too shallow, and it could bounce off the atmosphere, lost in space. Precision is key. Another critical component of a safe landing is the parachute system. Deployed to slow down the spacecraft and guide it to a safe splashdown or touchdown, parachutes are the final barrier between a successful mission and disaster. Parachute failure can result in a crash landing, endangering both crew and craft. There's also the risk of off-course landings. A slight miscalculation or unexpected atmospheric condition could send the spacecraft miles away from its intended landing site, landing in inhospitable or dangerous areas. This could lead to a challenging and risky rescue operation. Despite these risks, many spacecraft have made successful journeys, but as we've seen, it's a dangerous business from start to finish. Space travel is undoubtedly a high-stakes game, with every phase posing its own unique challenges.